guys, it's Melody. So as you can probably tell, I have my teeth. Yay. I've actually had them for about a week. I got them last Wednesday, and I've actually already been back to the dentures to get an adjustment. Some of my bottoms were digging in quite a bit and causing quite a bit of pain. And the top was just kind of digging in. It wasn't causing pain, but it was more annoying. So I am probably going to have to go and get the bottoms worked on again. But yeah, these are my teeth. This video might be a little bit longer because I wanted to answer some questions that have been asked. Fair warning, my children are being very silly. You know how young children are. So, obviously the big question, and the main one that I get is, why did I choose to get dentures? What happened to my teeth? And it's something that I think I touched on before. I'm not entirely sure. But it's kind of a long answer. So basically, ever since I was a child, first time I went to the dentist, I had cavities. And, I was doing the fluoride treatments as a child. As a teenager, I was brushing my teeth like 3 times a day. I was flossing. I was using special medicated mouthwash. I was going to the dentist more frequently than other people bite. And still, every time I went to the dentist, they would find cavities. So, and this was with a normal diet. I wasn't eating anything overly sugary, overly acidic, just a regular diet. And so I was getting things fixed while I was still living with my parents. When I was 18, I met my now husband. He lives here in New Brunswick, where we live now. I was living in Florida at the time. And so when I was 19, I ended up moving up here to move in with him. And we were extremely poor. Like, basically the only reason we weren't homeless was because of the kindness of our landlord. We didn't even have money to buy food. His parents had to give us money to buy food. For a while, we were even eating bread that I had to bake every day. And the only reason we had that was because I decided to spring for a big bag of flour and some yeast. And, obviously, there was no money for dental work. Looking back, I know now that there would have been programs available to us. But unfortunately, I was coming from a middle class family, and I had absolutely no idea that these sorts of programs even existed, let alone how to look for them. So, anyways, that continued, and my teeth obviously continued to get cavities and deteriorate, and I couldn't afford to fix them. And then by the time I started having a little bit of money, I went to the dentist, and the dentist that I went to was not very kind to me. He basically made me feel bad that I didn't have the money to get my teeth fixed, and he was very rough. Didn't want to listen to the fact that I had done what I needed to do. He just made assumptions about me. And so I got a couple of things done by him, And then I stopped going because, well, I ran out of money, and also because he wasn't very nice. And then the next time I went to the dentist was when I started this journey, when I ended up getting the surgery and the partial. And then and then after that, I got pregnant with my son, and kind of things went a little sideways financially for us again. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, and then COVID happened, and it's just been a whole thing. So by the time I went back to the dentist in November, for basically all of last year, I was just in incredible amounts of pain. I had an abscess back here. My teeth were breaking off just eating normal food. And I was just, at that point, basically done dealing with it. And I knew that to fix any teeth that I had left would have cost probably 10 times what it cost to get the dentures. So I went in and I said, you know what? I don't want to fix them. I just want them out. I want to go get dentures. And the dentist had a look at my x-rays. He's like, you know what? I agree with you. That's probably the best way to go. So that's kind of where we are now. And so that's the answer as to what happened, why I wound up getting dentures at, I'll be 35 this year. So, anyways, oh goodness, where did my, just a minute. Okay, so I have a couple of questions that were posed to me over the past few months, and I decided to go ahead and answer them kind of all in one video. So Mr. Wise in Heart asked, how do the dentures feel? They definitely don't feel like real teeth. I'll tell you that. At least not right now. I don't know if they're gonna kind of get better in the future, but right now they definitely feel very blocky, and you can tell that they're there by feeling, obviously. Like I said, I actually had some issues, my bottom teeth particularly, on where my eye teeth were rubbing and causing blisters. So I was only actually able to wear them for Wednesday and Thursday last week when I got them, because they just hurt so much to put in. Second question, is eating food not enjoyable anymore? I wouldn't say not enjoyable. And this kind of is part of a question from another person too, but it's just right at this moment, while I'm still getting used to the dentures, it's difficult. I actually, I had to take, when I was just having the top teeth out, the first couple of days, I took out the top teeth and just ate with my gums. Now I'm used to having the top teeth in to eat, but I'm still having to take the bottom teeth out. So it's a learning curve. It's getting used to it. Sorry about that. My daughter got into something that she really shouldn't have, so I had to go and stop her. So, okay, I answered about eating. So I kind of answered Progress and Peace 1's first question. Are you able to eat with dentures? Obviously, it's a work in progress, but yes. Can you use a straw? I've been able to use a straw. I have a water bottle that's a straw water bottle. No issues. Can you kiss? yes, my husband and I are still able to kiss. We're able to do other husbandly and wifely things and no issues. My husband did comment that, you know, the kissing, that it feels a little weird because my teeth and whatnot. He's used to kissing me now without teeth, so he did comment that it's a bit weird, but he'll get used to it again. Can you speak clearly without impediment? Obviously I'm speaking, I think, relatively clearly. I do notice that there's some words that I do kind of lisp on a little still, especially now that I have the bottom teeth in. And the denturist actually complimented me. He said that I'm speaking very well for somebody who is going from no teeth to having teeth. But I do think that having the partial denture for so many years actually helped with that, because my tongue kind of already knows the way around, at least on the top. The bottoms, it's a work in progress. Can you breathe properly? Nope issues there. So, and then getting into the financial stuff, Roxy Estrada asked, how did you pay for it? Because obviously, we're not rich. So my husband actually got a line of credit to pay for it. And that's mostly what we've put most of the cost on. And speaking of cost, I know this is something that's been of interest to some people, and I didn't want to give the full answer until I had the full answer. So, for me, the removals cost, well, when he took out my two molars, they were, I think, $500 or $600. They were complicated removals because they were both cracked and basically only shards down in the gum at that point. So he did have a complicated removal, which upped the cost a bit more. For the remainder of my teeth, it was a total of $1,600. Now my insurance covered 80% of that. For the dentures themselves, they were $2,700. I didn't have much left on my insurance after the removals, and what they did cover was only at 50%. So I'm gonna be getting about $400 back on that. So most of that is out of pocket, and that's part of the reason actually why, and this is another question that I've gotten, why did I get not get the immediate dentures? The cost is why. The cost for immediate dentures was, I believe, $4,600 total. And on top of the cost of the removals, that was just too much. And so I figured, at least in my part of the world, when I got my teeth out, we were still wearing masks. And I've continued actually wearing masks for most of my outings, because most of my outings happen to be to the hospital. So for me, it wasn't a huge deal to have no teeth for, you know, going on 3 months now. So the total cost was, gosh, somewhere around $5,000. And 70% of it is unfortunately out of pocket. So we're going to be working on paying that back. But it's something that needed to be done. It was necessary for not only, you know, my physical health, but also my mental health. And so, am I happy that I got dentures? I wish that I could have kept my teeth, but given the circumstances and my options, I'm not mad